What is up, Effin' True followers? JC Styles.
Brian Crazy.
And this is Effin' True Wrestling, TNA Impact Wrestling Slammiversary predictions for 6/12/2011. So, here we go.
Exactly.
With our predictions. First match of the night is British Invasion going against Alex Shelley and James Storm. So we're going to give you a little backstory onto how these two teams came together.
Yes, we want to try to give you just a little backstory on each match, so just in case if you haven't seen Impact Wrestling, you're in the loop, you know what's going on, and you might be interested enough to pick up the pay-per-view. TNA needs buys. You know, a lot of people have criticism over TNA. We're not going to go into that in this video. We enjoy the product end result. If you don't enjoy TNA, you don't need to leave the comment, just turn the video off. So we move into the first match, British Invasion. They recently reformed. If you guys know, Magnus had a team with Desmond Wolfe. Desmond Wolfe was diagnosed with hepatitis C. He is no longer able to perform in the ring, but he still wants to be involved. He actually showed up every single day at work and left right before the taping started, you know, and he still wants to be involved. He's not one of those guys that's sitting home just, woe is me, I want to still work, I want to do my thing. So now he's the new Explosion on the internationally syndicated show Explosion. He's playing a pretty cool part. I do enjoy it. I hope his role maybe even transitions over to the main show, Impact Wrestling. I would like to see some sort of authority figure that maybe kind of goes against Hogan and Bischoff. But British Invasion has reformed Douglas Williams and Magnus. They're going against a team of Alex Shelley, and James Storm.
For those of you who didn't know, Alex Shelley had an injury for the better part of this year. When he returned to come out and save Chris Sabin from a beatdown, Chris Sabin had got an injury. He tore his ACL and his MCL.
MCL, that is quite correct.
And basically, basically he came back. He was wrestling. He was doing his thing. And then we see the vicious beatdown on Robert Roode a couple weeks back. They basically separated his shoulder. He has to have surgery, I believe.
The current storyline is he has to have surgery. I don't know if this is a legitimate injury or if this is just a way to kind of push Robert Roode into the singles division. There was a lot of talk of splitting up Beer Money and reforming America's Most Wanted with the returning Wildcat Chris Harris. But Chris Harris, the feeling is in TNA that Chris Harris really didn't get over enough with his return. He's really not in good enough shape, and he really just did not excite the audience enough.
The way that they thought he would.
Exactly, to reform America's Most Wanted at this time. I guess they're going to continue to move forward with the idea of breaking up Beer Money and turning Robert Roode into a main event player.
Pretty much basically what's going on now is that instead of Beer Money being stripped of the tag team titles, Alex Shelley came out and basically stated, like, look, hey, my good friend and buddy Chris is out with an injury. I'm not doing anything for Slammiversary. James needs a tag team partner. Let me stand in for Robert Roode and help defend these tag titles, because last year Beer Money and Motor City had a great feud for the tag team titles, which they did. Victory Road 2010. If you haven't seen it, please pick it up.
Oh yeah, they had a best of 5 series for the tag team championships.
But I'm talking about that first match for the vacant TNA titles at Victory Road.
That
amazing.
Was phenomenal. And then they went to the best of 5 series.
Yes.
I mean, we got to see so many fire matches from these two teams, and unfortunately the tag team division has been lacking a little bit lately in TNA, but we're getting to see some good teams now. We're getting to see Mexican America, we're getting to see the British Invasion, you know, we're getting to see Inc. There are some good teams.
With that being said, the forming of Gun Money, as Alex Shelley portrays them as, and the British Invasion, to be honest, I don't want to see Beer Money lose the tag team I don't want to see Gun Money lose the tag team titles for Beer Money. I want to see Beer Money hold on to the titles and see Robert Roode get better and be able to reform with his tag team partner James. Brian, what are your predictions for this?
The way I see this is if they are going to truly break up Beer Money, British Invasion will pick up the straps. Shelley will start to do his own thing, maybe in the X Division, going into Destination X, because it is being billed as the return of the X Division, the return of the six-sided ring. It's going to be
the return of Ultimate X.
A big deal. And Shelley would be a perfect candidate to be part of that. I don't see him being tied down in the tag team division if that is the plans for him.
Yeah.
I could see British Invasion winning because of that. Beer Money are my boys. I would like to see them win as well. I do like the Brits, so I'd like to see them win as well. But basically, you guys know what my stance is. If they're going to use Shelley at Destination X, British Invasion's really got to win here. For the next match, we move into the X Division Championship. Abyss won the title a few weeks back, has promised to destroy the X Division, and now we see a few of its remaining superstars are really trying to fight the good fight to win back the title.
Yes.
We see Abyss.
Well, now it's actually being quote-unquote labeled the Extreme Championship.
The Extreme Championship. Well, if Abyss loses the title, maybe it'll go back to X Division title. I don't know what the particular plan is with that. The naming, as JC said. But we will see Brian Kendrick go against Kazarian, go against Abyss in a three-way dance to find out who the X Division champion will be.
My predictions is I will be okay with either Kazarian regaining or Brian Kendrick picking it up for the first time.
I think Brian Kendrick has...
I'm going to check the time.
Yeah, I think Brian Kendrick needs this win. He should have won last year against Douglas Williams. He's a strong competitor, and we need this. For the X Division as a whole, we need Brian Kendrick to win this title, or we need Kazarian to regain his championship. Where are we at, bud?
7 minutes.
7 minutes. So, hold on one second, guys. I just got to check something out here.
So, the next match of the night, we see Mickie James defending her Knockouts Championship against the stiff, quote-unquote, drugged Skittles, Angelina Love.
Exactly, and basically we're not going to really go into too much detail except for what JC said. Angelina Love storyline has been being drugged by Winter with the Magic Skittles, and I don't know.
I want to see Mickie win.
I want to see Mickie pick up the win, retain her strap. We're going to move into Bully Ray versus AJ. Everybody that's watched these videos knows our stance.
I want AJ to win.
AJ to win.
Yes, I'm a AJ fan.
Same
I'm an
here.
AJ mark. I really don't like Bully Ray, so I want AJ to win.
I'd like to see that they're pushing Bully Ray and they're not just dropping the ball since they broke up the tag team. But I don't know. They're going to put him... I guess that's what they're... they put a heel against a very popular face, and that's what we get. Everybody got their own pick. We both pick AJ.
Yes.
So for the next match, we go into Crimson versus Samoa Joe. Crimson is undefeated, similar to what Samoa Joe was back in the early days of TNA. I actually like this kid, Crimson. I like Joe. We get to see a good old New York fight here. And at the end of the day, I think either guy picking up, for me personally, as long as we see a good fight, would be okay.
Yeah, basically, not going to talk too much on this. We've seen Samoa Joe undefeated up until Genesis 2006 when he had that fantastic one-on-one match with Kurt Angle. For those of you who remember that, we saw that build into a somewhat of a feud for the following months. Not really too big on Crimson. I mean, I like what he does in the ring. I'm not really a fan per se. I respect his ability in the ring. I have a feeling that my prediction is Crimson's gonna win over Joe, and then it's gonna be a feud over the next couple of months, and then we'll see Joe maybe at a later date break that streak.
Well, I do have to say it has to be anything better than the Joe Pope feud over the little doggies and the little kids.
Yes.
So, but that's basically where we stand. Next match, Steiner versus Morgan. I like Steiner, I'm not going to lie. I'd love to see him lock in the Steiner recliner. But I like Matt Morgan, man.
Two mastodons, I mean, I don't know.
I was excited when Matt Morgan was going after the world title. I was hoping he was going to win the world title. I don't know. We are where we're at with that. Then we're going to move into what is being billed as the final battle. Kurt Angle versus Jeff Jarrett. Kurt Angle is putting his Olympic gold medals on the line, and also
feud that we've seen since 2008.
Exactly, and also this is going to find out who the next #1 contender for the next pay-per-view is going to be.
I like Jeff Jarrett. I like what he did in the early TNA days. I still respect and like Kurt Angle. It can go either way for me. Both wrestlers have so much on the line, and it looks like it's going to be a good match. Only thing is the feud is stale, and we need closure. This is the final battle.
This needs to be the final battle. I do agree. Unless they somehow, some pivotal, amazing thing that happens that can somehow lengthen this, this needs to be the final battle. I love Kurt. I want to see him pick up the win. I wouldn't mind seeing Jeff be world champion for one last time in the company that he founded. So it could go either way. I like both these superstars. I followed them both since I first started watching wrestling. Well, I mean Kurt since, 2000s, but Jeff Jarrett since back in the day with the good old cowboy hat and the strut. So, for the final match, we got to go quick, guys. Sorry, we are on limited time. We can only store so much information on this camera. This is the World's Heavyweight Championship. We will see Sting defend against Mr. Anderson, or Old Sting, whoever decides to show up.
Yes.
And what do you want to see to close out this video?
Basically, Sting said last week on Impact, basically saying, I need to keep the title. This is the only thing that's keeping this company afloat. Hogan and Bischoff not being able to be in total control of the company because Sting has the championship. On the other hand, I think Anderson got really shafted when he won the title. He was only champion for 1 month. Then he had that really bad ladder match at the following pay-per-view, Destination X, I think it was. When
No, that was Destination X is the one that's upcoming. It was... But you guys know which one we're talking about. Unfortunately, we're on limited time, so we're just going to run through this.
Unfortunately, I do want to see Anderson pick up the title. I like Sting, like I've said in past videos. I just don't think he's right for the company. We need a fresh face, a fresh feature with the title. And Anderson, like I said, had been shafted with his title run.
I think Anderson really deserved to have a little bit longer of a title run. I am glad to see Sting bring that intensity back out. He might not be able to work in the ring like he did when he was 20 years old, but he's still a very impressive athlete. I would love to see Sting retain and bring out that intensity and see a more intense Sting and keep this thing going. But in the same right, I would love to see Mr. Anderson win because I'm an Anderson's asshole. I'll admit it. JC will admit it.
Yes.
And this could go either way. And I think we would be happy as wrestling fans as long as we see a solid
wrestling
match. But basically, this is all the time we got for this vid. We are going to be producing 2 more videos tonight, so please check them out.
Yes.
For F and True Wrestling, Brian Crazy,
JC Styles,
and thanks for kicking it with us for a minute. We'll catch you later.
definitely.
Sure thing.